And we're off. Welcome back, everybody. Waffleboard Breaks. How you doing? This is boxes 536 and 537. Man, been a great couple years. Been here with many of you guys. Some of you guys from the get go, and some of you guys have been here just recently. So, always building the Waffleboard Breaks family. Always welcoming in new people. Tonight we got a pretty good crowd. Obviously, pretty good crowd for a Sunday. We do have Shirley, Mike A, no Ryan S, no Ron. So that's why we had a bunch of unsolds. There was no minimum grabs on eBay. So I don't mind that at all because obviously I'm not getting dinged with the eBay fees for the unsolds. And I'm able to chop off a buck or two to give you guys chances at the unsold spot. So don't ever think you got to grab a spot for the minimum if it's sitting there. Like I said, I will be able to list it shortly after they all end, and then you guys can have at it. Of course, you want to claim the spot. Claim the spot. I don't mind that on eBay either. But it just like you said, saves everybody taxes for you guys and me eBay fees. But so there was like eight or so, maybe nine. It was eight, I think. So it was a pretty good group of unsolds. They all got scooped up pretty quickly. Obviously, there was three towards the end, and then Steve S, who has pot man, stepped in and grabbed the Matherson, and then Dale C claimed us, closed us out. So the last two. So thank you everybody for the claims. Thank you everybody for getting in the breaks, grabbing the eBay spots. Like I said, we're at 35 and 34 boxes. So this is pretty good odds here. Like I said, we got another couple weeks ago before think about the reload. We'll be at the end, but as of right now, I think I have like 8 or 9 ready for the reload. I'm going to be grabbing hopefully some stuff this week, getting me up to the double digits. I'm not sure if I'm going to get up to a full 16 or higher, but at least whatever I get in, I'll be able to load it up with. But we have a couple weeks to go before that. Like I said, 35 boxes and 34 tonight. Then we have at least a couple more weeks to go before we get to that point. So good luck, everybody. Like I said, there's nothing I am afraid to see hit tonight. There's some great spots. There's some nice higher price spots, but of course, you guys have been loyal, dedicated chasers for all these spots. Nothing will hurt me if it comes out. Like I said, if it's a double box with a couple jerseys, that doesn't hurt me. If it's a huge box with a huge monster in it, doesn't hurt me. But even the lower spots have love from somebody along the line. So, but all these jerseys are great. So like you said, you guys know they all pass in my inspection before they get boxed up. Some come right out of my PC, or I might have the exact copy of the jersey in my PC. So these are all vetted by me. All have legit COAs, and these are all licensed, of course, except the CCCP Trediac, which is an AK custom, which is what AJ's uses for their international customs. Like I said, you guys can look into it. AK Custom is a huge Canadian sports apparel maker. They do jerseys for teams. If you have a soccer team or a hockey team or curling team, whatever you have, they'll make your whatever color, whatever logos. And they've been making the international jerseys for AJ's for many years. Like I said, it was a good crowd tonight. We got a couple one spotters. We got a couple people going a little heavy. It's always interesting to see who ends up with certain spots that hasn't been chasing in a while. Like I said, we only have the 3 boxes from before July up on the stack, so it's those change hands a little bit. Of course, Jason R stepped in grabbing the Geo. I don't know if he got another spot. He might be the one spotter. That's the only leaf he got. Big Al grabbed the Campbell. It's a wonderful Adidas reverse retro. Oh, no, that's the Adidas Heritage Classic, the Jack Campbell. So that's a pretty cool jersey. Wait till we see that when it hits. Like I said, I got to show off the Drouin Reebok Pro the other night, which was Nick F., who's not here tonight. Nick F. Sometimes he grabs spots on few spots. We got Nick G in hard with tonight with a couple nice spots. Nick G's in with some nice ones. Like I said, the crowd is good. We got Dale C close us out. Mike H grabbed the unsold, and he grabbed a couple. You have the EJ spot too, I think. Jason R, Adam R, Larry V with a couple spots, I think, at least one. Charles B is here with the Yager spot. Good luck to him. Steve S, of course, grabbed a couple, one each. He grabbed one eBay, one unsold. Thomas M's got some good spots. Brett G. Kirk S. is the only one that has not hit in the room. Kirk S. had a spot. So, he's looking to beat the odds tonight. Hopefully he gets off the schneid. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not rooting for or against anybody, but it's always nice when people hit their first Waffleboard break hit. Brett G, of course, knows he's hit recently. Dale C. Who else is here? New. Oh, no. Nick G is in. Like I said, Daryl L. Daryl L's got at least a spot or two. I don't know if he's in either. Daryl L he might have actually hit once in the past at least. Big Al, of course, our leader in the clubhouse with total hits, has a handful. CK's got a spot. Shirley Mike A, our weekend warrior. Shirley Mike A's had a couple spots. So good luck to everybody. Cannot wait to see he comes out tonight. We got some pretty good stuff going on. Like I said, it was a mixed feeling weekend. We had obviously the Jays won big Friday and then lost big yesterday. They were dominated by Yamamoto and whatever his name is, the guy stole from Japan for $350 million discussion fee and added to their massive payroll out there in the Dodgers. But that's who the Dodgers are. So we have we got two big pitchers coming up for the next two games for the Dodgers. See if the Jays can get at least one of the next couple. Obviously 3 in LA. So we'll see how that goes. Some decent college football yesterday. If everybody was paying attention. Pro football today. We lost. We had a terrible injury. Scadaboo, everybody's favorite wrecking ball, back flipper. Running back for the Giants, dislocated his ankle, terrible injury, out for the season, probably a little longer. It's like 11, 12-month recovery, depending on how bad the damage is. And somebody that takes the hits he does running in the trenches, it could be longer. So, it's terrible to see. Like I said, it's a collision sport. Anybody you see, take a beating and a tackle and have suffer a catastrophic injury. Like I said, there's never a good thing or a bad thing about that. Like it's not. You can say it was a knee, it was an ankle, and it was dislocated, and terrible news. But like I said, I'm not a Giant fan, but it's just a shame to see people that are everybody's rooting for that kid. So it was a shame to see him go down. Big injury with the Giants. The Giants aren't good. I think they're 2-5 now. So 2-6. I don't know what their record is, but they did the big win against the Eagles a couple weeks ago, and they went down to Philly and lost after Scadaboo went down. They pretty much took some life out of the team. They ended the Blues about 18 or something, 38-20. I think was the final. I just see the score. I saw a couple plays after Scadaboo got hurt. But lots of hockey on today. We had early afternoon hockey to get a chance to see the Lanch. And, I've been telling you guys for a couple of years now, watch out for the Sens, watch out for the Devils. Those two teams are ready to take the next step. The Devils won today. Big overtime win against the Lanch. And then yesterday, the Sens put a big number, 7 goals they scored yesterday. So that's two teams that are definitely ready to take the next step. We'll see if they can keep it up over the course of the year. Some interesting games today. Obviously, the huge win, Utah took out Winnipeg, obviously they're one of the best teams in the league. Like I said, the Devils, that was the big problem last year. They had over a half dozen people that missed 20 or more games, including Jack Hughes, including Dougie Hamilton. But, if they can stay healthy, Markstrom's still down. Jake Allen's played admirably in his place. But Markstrom has got to be the guy they're going to have to ride if they want to go deep in the playoffs. But the kids are all right. Nemec was treading waters first couple seasons, and he responded. He's got 5 or 6 assists. Obviously, Luke Hughes is another guy they need to count on. They need him to be healthy. Jack Hughes, of course, is their monster. Number 1 overall pick, and his year has been consistent again. Like that team is they're nothing to shake a stick at. Like I said, I feel the same way about Ottawa too. They got Batherson's still putting up numbers. Stützle has been amazing. Their goaltending, everybody questions, but right now Olmark is playing great. And obviously they got Levy, Merrill Aiden is the backup who got hammered a couple times, but he was able to play some of the minors because I wanted to get him some minutes. But if Omark's in the boxes here. If Omark, is one of those in the past with Boston, we'll see if they can continue Ottawa the rest of the season. But Devils and Ottawa, those are two teams. Like I said, I'm a Bolt fan, and they seem to right the ship a little bit. Got a big win tonight in overtime. Cooch got in the score sheet with the overtime winner. But like I said, if I had to take either of those two teams right now head to head in a 7-game series, I think Ottawa and the Devils both would beat Tampa. So it's like I said, I don't know if they're better than Carolina. But like I said, I definitely think they're better than Florida. But those are the two cream of the crops in the East, Carolina and Florida. The Leafs, I don't know if they're making that team. They look good some nights, but some nights they've looked real bad. So we'll see. Jackson MVP candidate. Like I said, I'm as right now. I mean, if you had to put MVP candidates, you definitely got to put McKinnon, because he's been scoring nonstop. Obviously, you got to, and that was their first night else in overtime. So I think it was their first game in regulation the other night. Jack Eichel has been outstanding out of the box. Obviously, Vegas lost tonight in overtime, and he was caught after 3-on-3. He was caught in a 2-on-1 with Hagel and Cooch, and there was no answer to that. I mean, Cooch had it and threw it over to Hagel, and Hagel touched it back, and it was a goalie with his first ever start for Vegas, which they've had some injuries, I guess, in the beyond the pipes, and like I said, that's something everybody's got to sort out. I mean, obviously even Tampa's played Johansson last game, and I mean you got to win with your backup in the NHL. You can't play your goalies 60, 70 games. It's the wear and tear, especially when you go deep into playoffs repeatedly. Vasi's almost inhuman, and he's been able to play deep into the playoffs, but you got to have somebody to give him some breathers for regular season. Like I said, regular season games may or may not matter. They matter towards the seeding, towards the end of the year, and obviously you got to play good during the regular season, but like I said, the postseason where it really matters. But the games are still good. Like I said, we're seeing some great hockey, some good young players. Misa got his first ever goal tonight. Schaefer's look great for the Isle. I mean, these young players. Pittsburgh's got some good young players, Kindle and Bernicki, the defenseman. But there's some. I mean, obviously Detroit. I mean, they got the guy playing on the top line has been Finney at the EP, another goal last night. So it's good to see young players. I mean, obviously Utah. I mean, all their players, relatively speaking, especially when they came over from Arizona. I mean, Coolies and these guys, Gunthers. I mean, I think he had the overtime winner tonight, or the late game winner. So that team's been outstanding out of the box. Like I said, they're not really an expansion team, but they're kind of in the Devils, Ottawa Senators kind of had to rebuild almost from ground up to make themselves into a team. Seattle's look good. Like I said, another team that's got, from the expansion. I mean, they're not quite at the level where Vegas is, but they weren't able to get the benefits of the players sent to them during the expansion draft as Vegas was. But they got, like I said, Seattle's got a good team. They got young good. They've hit okay on their draft picks. We'll see. They still have some guys that have to come up, but they look good. Anaheim's looking good at times. So I mean, it's like I said, I'm looking to grab some of these jerseys, these young players, as they start doing some signings. We're starting to see more and more of them become available, especially on the secondary market. Like I said, I got Cooley in the box. Cooley's a good young player with the Rangers, even though they're struggling. But like I said, it's good to get the young players in the boxes. I got the Keller in there, but he's not that young. But I mean, obviously he's the captain of the Utah Hockey Club out there with the Mammoth. But it's always getting the good young players in there too, because I know like Braden Yeager is not even here yet with the Winnipeg Jets, and that's an absolutely fantastic Moose Jaw CHL. Love getting the CHL stuff. Like I said, Dylan Strome is a star with the Caps. I mean, he's in there as a CHL jersey, as well as the James Neal, who's not even in the NHL anymore, but that's a really, really cool Plymouth Whalers CHL jersey. So I'll always grab them for you. I know you guys like anytime you get stuff that's a little out of the mainstream, it's always good to grab. Like I said, I got a camo jersey for the next reload. Can't wait to show that off to you guys. I don't have any CHL stuff yet, but like I said, I got some pretty good stuff. Anytime I get new names, it's always good. Like I said, I was happy to throw in the Goons. I mean, the Reeves in there and the Dave Schultz. I mean, anybody that respects the fisticuffs part of the game. I mean, you got to respect both of those current and former legendary villains. So, like I said, I mean, it's been fun so far. Like I said, the regular season has been fun to watch. Like I said, the game's been great. Like we got Edmonton on tonight. So if you have the ESPN Plus, I think that's where it is. I don't think it's on one of the major regular channels, but make sure you get a chance to watch the Oil. Anytime you get a chance to watch the McDavid and Dry show, you want to watch it. So they're on at 10 p.m. tonight. So when we get done here, make sure you get over to that. Unless you're watching the late football games. I'm not sure who the late games are, but there's still games going on. But other than that, like I said, we're doing 2 boxes tonight. Can't wait to see what comes out. Everything has been shipped that has ended up till today. Like I said, everything that was hit last weekend and Tuesday and Thursday are all in the mail. So you guys you expect to have your jerseys arrive by the middle of this week. So congratulations to those guys. You'll be happy when those jerseys do arrive. I know it dropped off like 3 or 4 boxes on a Saturday morning. So expect them to show up. Enjoy. Like I said, we got some great targets. I know we just hit 1 new box so far of our first 4. That was the hit we had was the Jonathan Drouin. That was the only new box we've hit. So we still have, 14 new boxes with 15 jerseys. Like I said, we have 35 total, so not quite hit 50-50. No 50-50 chance to hit a new box, but who knows? Maybe with 2 new boxes. So there's no odds leaning one way or the other. Every random is 1 in 35 and then 1 in 34 chance. So nothing to make the oldest boxes hit. But like I said, just the 1 box up there from May and then the 2 from late June. And then we have the 5 from July. And then we got the 4, I believe, from August. Yeah, that's right. And then 9 from September and 14 boxes now from October. So good luck, everybody. We'll see what we hit tonight. Thank you, everybody, for being involved. If you're whether watching live, you're watching on tape delay. So we don't have any international or like any overseas people in here. No team move from over Finland didn't grab the spots. Let's see. I think Brett G, Kirk S. Trying to where the other Finns and Adam R have our Finns. So good luck to everybody. Let's get going. Let's get my randoms up. We got some people in the room. Good luck to you guys that are here live. Let's get going. Where's my dice roller and my list? Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. As always on my boxes, 5 or more on our dice roll. We're going to random for our first box. Then we're going to back that box out from the list. And then we're going to do a completely new dice roll for the second box. As always, that way there may or may not be the same dice roll for both boxes. But like I said, you hit 7 both times, you do 7 both times. You hit 12 2 times, you hit 12 2 times. But at least gives us a chance to mix it up, the dice roll. I never want to have the same automatically with the boxes. So here they all are. 81 from May, 23-32, 39 through 48 from July, 57 through 65 from August. September is 68 through 85. We hit 86 and 87 in back-to-back boxes. One was the last reload, and one was this reload. So it's weird to hit back-to-back numbers, even though completely different randoms, but we hit back-to-back numbers just coinkydingle. So there we go. Just interesting more than anything. So here we go. 5 or more on the dice roll for our first box. Good luck, everybody. Let's see what we got. That is a 6. 6 times the list for our first box. Good luck, everybody. Let's do it. They are in order. Here we go. All the way up to number 2. 6 it is. 1. 35 boxes. 2. 3. 4. 5. And the first box we're going to open tonight is going to be box number 90. 90 is in the reload. 90. There it is. 35 boxes. 90. 35 boxes. 6 times. 90. 90 it is. I'll make sure on my list here. 90. Okay. Very good. 90. Okay. Let's back that out. 90 coming off the list. 90 right in the middle. There it is. Okay, 90 it is. So 5 or more on a dice roll on our second box. See what we got. 4 is no good. 5 or more on the dice roll. 7. So 6 and then 7. So here we go. It's the list again. 7 times to get our second box. There it is. 34 items. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the box we're going to up second is going to be box number 96. Another reload box. 7 times. Box 96. 7 times. Box 96. So 3 reload boxes in a row. 90 and 96. There we go. That's the way it rolls sometimes, guys. There we go. 90 and 96. Okay, there we go. 90 and 96. Okay. 96 is here. 90 is here. I guess I could move. Well, we'll see what I'll do. Maybe I'll leave it as is. I like to have all the new boxes on the side. Actually, I can move on. There we go. There we go. 12 new boxes. 3 rows of 4. There it is. Stacked it up. Very good. Very good. 90 is our first box. Here's my list. Good luck, everybody. 90 and 96. 90 it is. 90. Good luck, everybody. Let's see what we got. 90 is going to be a double box. This is the double box in the reload. 90. Like I said, I can't remember what was in this box. So let's see what we got. The first one coming out of the double box is Chris Kreider, New York Rangers. There it is. And that's a framework COA. Chris Kreider. That's actually has a Chris Kreider COA as well. Framework COA on the Chris Kreider. Very, very nice. This is the New York Rangers Reebok 3rd jersey from when he was there. Let's look at the COA. Framework with their card. New York Rangers Reebok. And it's obviously the 3rd jersey. It's not their regular jersey. But here we go. Chris Kreider. Such a nice jersey. Chris Kreider right out the PC as well, too. There we go. It's just being a numbers game. I've added some jerseys and I had to make some cuts. Chris Kreider was definitely just a numbers game. Loved him as a Ranger. Obviously, he's put up good numbers in his new home, the Anaheim Ducks. New York down the front. There it is. Nice Reebok XL. That's a rep, no fight strap, but the Reeboks are gorgeous jerseys. Beautiful stitching. Love the Reeboks. Here we go. Chris Kreider. I have to put this up high because we're running out of rooms. We got the second jersey. Oh, the second jersey is Linus Ullmark. Linus Ullmark. There it is. Boston Bruins. That's a Fanatics. Congratulations there. Very, very nice. Fanatics COA, of course. Hollow sticker. Very, very nice. Linus Ullmark. Love getting Ullmarks in there. We've had Ullmarks in pretty regularly. Linus Ullmark. Boston Bruins. Fanatics. Obviously, the Bruins patched on the sleeves. Linus Ullmark. Congratulations. Double box. 2 winners tonight. Plus our second box we're going to open as well. There we go. Linus Ullmark. We got a winner there. Let me see. Fix this. Kreider back there. Linus Ullmark. Congratulations, Boston Bruins. Mine is Omar. Just talking about the Ottawa Sens. Mine is Omar, starting goalie, Vezina Trophy winner for the Boston Bruins. And there's his current Ottawa Senators goalie. Line is Omar. Congratulations. Over there. Okay, very, very good. This is box 96. And we know it's not a double. We hit the double. Can't believe we hit double 2 weeks ago, I think, or 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago we hit. Now we hit this one 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago we hit 2 doubles on Sunday night, and now we hit the double in the reload. So there we go, just like that. Lions Omar and Chris Kreider are gone. Oh, this is a great jersey, and he's in the room. Milan Lucic. There it is. Adidas Pro Calgary Flames. Milan Lucic. Luch. East Coast COA. Very, very nice. Luch. Long time. Obviously, Boston Bruins. Bounced around a couple different teams, but he's always been a fan favorite. East Coast. Milan Lucic. Autographed red Adidas jersey. Very, very nice. Luch. Oh, yeah, that's right. Better at WAFFLEBOARD breaks and out with the rod and reel. There it is, Thomas M. Milan Lucic. Oh, such a gorgeous crest. The Adidas Calgary Flames. 17, Lucic. Very, very nice. Of course, fight strapped up like the Adidas always do. There you go. There we go. Fight strapped up on that. Luch. Milan Lucic comes out to play. Omar Lucic and CK, Chris Kreider. See who our winners are. Let me see. We know Thomas M's got the Luch. Let's see what we got. Yeah, though, the winning 3-1. I did see that had a couple. I didn't realize I got added a third. Very good. Let me see. We got Chris Kreider's going tonight to Daryl L. Congratulations, Daryl L. That may be, I don't know if that's your first hit or not, but I'm going to check my list. That may be Daryl's first hit. Congratulations if it is. CK, Chris Kreider hitting that. Daryl L. And Linus Omar going to Nick G. Congratulations, Nick G. Stepping in, grabbing some spots tonight, hitting the Linus Omar. Very, very nice. And, of course, Thomas M. hitting the Luch. Milan Lucic, Thomas M. Congratulations, you guys. 3 winners tonight, 2 boxes. Sorry, of course, for everybody that did not hit, but that's what it is. 2 boxes, 3 winners. There we go. Absolutely beautiful jerseys, guys. 3 new jerseys right out of the 2 boxes from the reload. We're down to 12 reload boxes and 12 jerseys. So outstanding, correct. Outstanding on the Lucic. Thank you very much. But all 3 of you guys, congratulations. Like I said, I love the Omar. I don't know if I have an Omar this coming reload or not, but it's nice to see that Omar come out. Boston Bruins, Fanatics, and the CK right out of my PC. Reebok 3rd jersey. Chris Kreider, gorgeous. Love his sig on that. And then Milan Lucic. Very, very nice. East Coast, which, of course, we love. Reminding me, make sure you get over to Big Al's. He's got, I think, 6 or 4 left of his East Coast series. So get over there. Still has Gordie Howe as a community hit if you want to grab a spot and hopefully get lucky as I did with the McDavid. So Gordie Howe is the community spot over at Big Al's this Monday and Wednesday over there. So get back here on Tuesday nights, Tuesday and Thursday this week for the Facebook grabs of claim posts. Go live 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will throw up the spot price preview tonight so you guys have an idea and you can look at it and plan your attacks. Of course, then I'll go live automatically on 8 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday for the first box. And then we'll do it again Thursday. But I work tonight. Of course, I got to throw in the spots to end next Sunday, which will be November. November 2nd is our next double box. We have 2 boxes, one each Tuesday and one Thursday before we get to that point. But just like that, we're down to 30 33 boxes, right? 33 boxes now, 32 on Thursday, and then we'll be looking at 31 and 30. So after next Sunday, we'll be in the 20s already. So just like that, we're into the 20s. And the low 30s is good odds. Grab your spots. Like I said, I didn't mind. We had a bunch of old souls tonight and be able to grab them for minimums. I think Chris Kreider, that was one of the ones who went up there as an unclaimed spot, unsold spot. So congratulations. Like I said, you get a little, now that's not a closer mojo, but obviously the unsold spots, anytime they hit, there should be a little mojo involved. So congratulations to you guys. Like I said, Nick G, Thomas M, and Daryl L. I think that might be your first hit. I said I'll confirm that when I look at it later, but that may be. But Thomas M, you're starting to warm up a little bit. Nice to see another hit for you. Lucic, I know you got some good targets to hit, and Lucic, I know, was one you were definitely eyeing up. So congratulations on that. And like I said, very, very nice, all you guys. So thank you much. Waffleboard Breaks loves the continued support. We'll get back here on Tuesday and do it again. Facebook claim. We'll see how else we hit. But like I said, we hit 3 new boxes in a row. I don't know if that bodes for the next box on Tuesday, but that's just how it is. The randomizers showed some shine the light on you guys. Hit the double box and obviously the Lucic. So there you go. Thank you much, guys. I will see you back here on Tuesday night. Enjoy the rest of the night tonight. Check out the oil. Check out, it should be a nice game. Good to see. Anytime you get a chance to watch some McDavid and Dry, you want to grab it. So enjoy the rest of the night, guys, and I will see you on Tuesday evening. Take care. Waffleboard Breaks is out.